Hello everyone, this is me, Joyful Anime 19, back at you with a new What If video. And this is part 6 of What If Deku had Beast Boy's powers from Teen Titans part 6. Okay everyone, last time we left off, Deku defeated the USJ incident and USJ incident, and Deku didn't actually use his full power. He only used half of it. You know, like that new anime, the Abandoned Sacred Beast. Well, yeah, it's kind of like that. Deku uses about like 25% of his full power. He doesn't go all out, so he uses only 25% because the Nomu wasn't actually worth the effort. So we all know that he killed the Nomu by destroying his brain. And Shigaraki and Tomoru, I think that's his name, Tomoru, or is it any of you who knows the portal guy's name? Please tell me in the comments down below. So that way I can remember it. Because literally I have a bad time remembering people's names and things like that. So, Deku's hero costume is torn off, and everyone gets out of the USJ, and all the heroes found everyone, and they took out all the villains, and they're already in custody, and they asked, and Uraraka asked, what happened? We only saw a slight blur, and we saw some monster. Sue, you have to have seen something. They even asked Mineta of what they saw, but Mineta was like stunned. He was like in that state that he was dumbstruck, and Sue manages to actually well, you know what, it doesn't matter. She tells them what happened, and they're shocked at what they heard. That Deku actually took out that monster by himself, and they said that and Sue says it was almost like that monster was nothing to Deku, was nothing to Midoriya. It was almost like the Nomu was actually like nothing, like at all, like a little baby, like a leaf in the wind that just got cut and just got slashed into pieces by a sword. So it was kind of it doesn't matter. Anyway, so yes, I am responding to a few YouTube supporters who asked me about Deku's quirk, and yes, he will, and yes, he does unlock this power when he was a vigilante. He was a vigilante, and yes, he does actually unlock these powers. The Phoenix Tears, yes, he does have that. He can transform into the Phoenix, a being that is made of fire or something like that. And Deku can produce these Phoenix Tears that can heal people. So yeah, Deku is like way OP, and he's worked hard, and he now understands that his powers is far more than he can actually understand them. And some of you even asked of if Deku could go into a into a hybrid mode, that a mode that turns him into a hybrid between human and animal. And Deku has already done this with a villain once. He already tried it on a villain, and he did lose control. He almost destroyed his he almost lost control. He completely lost control, but he managed to gain conscious. But he managed to get control back, and he yeah he like jumps away and keeps jumping from building to building until he got home. He was scared of what he might if he didn't regain control over himself. So yeah, he's in the woods and he's trying to master this new mode. He calls it hybrid mode. So yeah, Deku is now trying to master his power, and in a short amount of time, when this happened when he was 13, he does master his power, and it was only a short amount of time. He was about It was only 3 months when he started, but he has full control over it now. And he learned that this mystical energy is around him. It's like coming off of him. And that maybe that's what happens when he goes into his hybrid mode. So yeah, Deku was already OP, but now he's over OP, like the ultimate level of OP. So yeah, Deku is like super powerful. And yes, he will get one for all because All Might doesn't have any other candidates. And Deku is stopped. And when they get back, when they're told to, when they get the 2 weeks off from school because of the USJ incident, even though nobody really got hurt, and UA is actually getting good. It's actually getting good things from the media about how they about all the teachers, how they prevented any lives from any loss of lives. So yeah, UA is actually getting good comments out of this, and yes, and I think I'm gonna put in the dorms. I'm gonna let it put it on early because Principal Nezu might actually be worried that this villain attack might happen again. So they might actually attack the students at their homes and use their loved ones as to threaten them, as a means to threaten them. And so he decides to put the the UA dorms. And yes, everyone from UA is told to move into the dorms. So it does happen a lot earlier. And All Might decides to find Deku, and he tells Principal Nezu that he's going to give one for all to to young Midoriya, because he saw Midoriya and he had and Deku had this and Deku was standing on this monster being, and was standing on this monstrous being, and his brain destroyed, and so I did that, and he sees a lot of promise in Deku. So Deku has about actually that he's like 100. Actually, that he's like about he hasn't mastered his power fully yet. The hybrid the hybrid mode, it takes a lot out of him. It takes a lot out of him. His full power is only the full power of the hybrid mode gives him immense power, but it does make him exhausted. So Deku is now back. So Deku is now in this 2 weeks off from UA, and All Might does come to him and says, "Young Midoriya, so this is where you are." And he asks Deku to, and they talk, and Deku knows how to stay calm and not make a fool out of himself. So we have a pretty chill Deku. Pretty chill, smart, and stronger and buff Deku as well. Yeah! So he's about around about 65% of One For All. And he wants to go past his limits. Deku is all about becoming, like in Naruto Shippuden, Rock Lee says to become stronger than he was, stronger than you were yesterday. So Deku does, this is his, he does use this for motivation, and he was about to go train in the woods, so he can train and then train that he, and Deku was coming back from training, and now he's about 70, he was 65, he was about 60% of One For All, but now he's already at 60s, about 76% of One For All. And, the All Might thing happens, and he tells them about One For All and the battle, what happened with Toxic Chainsaw 2 years ago. And Deku was going to the Toxic Chainsaw incident because he was still a vigilante that time. But the situation was already resolved and there was no need for him to actually help out. So he jumped away. So yeah, Deku is now. Oh yeah, and some of you asked that am I using a phone to make my videos? Yes, I am. And Boss DK is at, I believe he's also using his phone to make videos as well. So yeah, I don't think it's wrong for me to actually use my phone. So yeah, now back to the what if. Deku is now Deku does agree to have One For All because he believes that because Deku knows if he has One For All, then he'll get stronger. Even though this does make him feel more determined, have more determination, making him want to go past his limits. Even though he has One For All now, he wants to keep going past his limits. Every day going past his limits. And yes, we do have, and yes, in this world where Deku has Beast Boy's powers, and he is a vigilante known as Beastman. Taijutsu does exist in that world. Deku was taught by Taijutsu master and things like that, but then his master passed away. Deku began Deku was get and Deku was getting tired of seeing people get hurt by villains because they want to do bad things. So Deku became a vigilante. Things like that happen. So this has given Deku more determination since he received One For All. So now he has One For All. So Deku is going over is thinking about going even more past his limits. and keeps going and keeps getting stronger every day. He decides to triple his workout routine or quadruple it. So yeah, he does. So yeah, He does do that, and he is a lot more motivated to get stronger. And you know how Asta he at the Magic Night entry at the Magic Night entrance ceremony. Remember how Asta is able to conceal his muscles, making people believe that he's actually like weak and have no power of his own. But he does have muscle power, so Deku does know how to conceal his muscles. So yeah, and Froppy back at her house, she is like she cannot she is trying to get over to USJ incident, even though it was a little scary, but then when she saw Deku risking his life, she was actually blushing. She was actually a little blushy, and she kept thinking about Deku. What if Deku got hurt, and it was all her fault, and she believed that it was her fault for not stopping him. But then when she saw Deku taking down those villains in the water, yeah. So and then Froppy begins to believe. So yeah, Deku is now training, and All Might does leave because he has other things to do, but he tells Deku to keep training and keep working hard. And Deku does know about All Might's time limit of what happened there. And he was about to tell All Might that he can heal him, but he already left. He was about to give him this bottle of all of his phoenix, of all the tears, of all of his phoenix tears that he produced from his tears. But All Might's already gone, so he says, "I'll see him later." They don't give it to him. But he can't drink it, so I'll have to apply it on his wound, on his scar, so that way he can fully heal. It does burn a little bit, but it does help. I'll see him back at UA. And Deku and the 2 weeks off are over, and Deku is at the train. Does and Deku decides not to take the train or anything else to home because he needs to get to UA because he overslept. And his mom tells him that a teacher came by and they said that you'll be moving into the UA dorms. And his mom agreed to this, and Deku is like super excited about moving into the UA dorms. So yeah. Sorry about that. So Deku's stuff has already been moved into his dorms. Everyone's happy to see it. The whole thing happens with nah, it doesn't happen like that. So everyone talks about their new dorms, their new rooms, how they're adjusting now. They're adjusting real well, things like that, and they're already in class. And now they hurry to class. And Mr. Aizawa tells them about the UA Sports Festival. Yeah, we've all been waiting for this. So Deku knows about the UA Sports Festival, and that he's excited to actually to be participating in this event. So yeah, he's like, and everyone's like pumped up. They're excited for this. They're ready, and they're given a week to, and they're given an entire week to work hard for this. That this is important for them. This event is very, extremely, super important. That's what Mr. Aizawa said. This event is important for you to get your hero careers, to get and to get into a hero agency. That way they can let you in, hire you, let you help them, and they, the whole thing. And and when class ends, Froppy goes over to Deku, saying, "So, Deku, are you okay? Are you all right?" And Deku says, "Yes, I am. Is there something wrong?" You and and Sue actually blushes a bit. She actually looks a bit She is actually nervous, and Deku puts his hand on her forehead to see if she's okay, and he says, "Sue, are you okay? Sue, are you okay? You look like It looks like you're catching a cold." Yeah, you're actually starting to heat up. You're actually starting to feel a lot warmer. Maybe you should go to the nurse. You should go to the infirmary. And and some of the girls see this, and they are a bit jealous of Sue, and Urok is also jealous. And so the week of training begins. Yeah, but before that, Bakugo does ask Deku of why did he became the hero? Why did he take the spotlight, and like that, and what he did, and that maybe it's not true. So he asked Deku. So he asked Deku, and Deku says yes, that all happened, and it's true. So what of it? And Bakugo is like pissed off at because there's no way this scrawny weakling could actually be that strong. And he was about to use an explosion and threaten Deku, but then Deku punches him in the stomach, and and Bakugo does end up passing out. Oh yeah, and Deku does actually grab his shoulder and punches him in the stomach, making Bakugo pass out and taking him to the infirmary. Recovery Girl managed to heal him, but she asks what happened. Oh, and Deku lies, and he says, no, he doesn't lie. He says, "Oh, I punched him in the gut," and he walks away. And Recovery Girl is like shocked that he actually said that with a straight face, and that Bakugo was actually the idiot to not actually piss off Midoriya. So yeah, Deku does. Everyone does begin their week of long training, and Deku is now. And now the week, Deku does train a lot and a lot, and there were a lot, and there are still some fans that are still sad that is Beastman has retired from being a vigilante, and that he actually kept everyone safe. Kept everyone safe better than all the heroes could ever do. And Deku does hear this, and he does feel bad, just a little. But he thought if he continued this, then he might actually worry his mom. You know, his mom knows that he was Beast Man, and that he gave it all up to become a real hero. So I can't let Deku have the name Beast Boy because it'll be too obvious. And Mr. Aizawa does know, and All Might does tell, and Deku does reveal that he is Beast Man. That he is Beast Man, and All Might tells this to Mr. Aizawa and some of the teachers who know about All Might's about All Might and One for All. And they decide to keep an eye on him. Midnight also does know about this, and she was actually a bit shocked that Deku was actually that vigilante, because he thought that Beastman was actually like a grown man who was in his 20s, or something like that. And that happens. Deku, and so the week of training ends. The UA Sports Festival begins. It begins. Yes, it shall begin. And so the the UA Sports Festival happens, and everyone gets dressed in their UA gym uniforms. And Deku does do the speech because he got first place in the entrance exam at the Battlezone test. And he does give an inspiring speech like this. I'll say it for you guys. Everyone has come, and Deku does go up, and he does show a very determined and confident look in his eyes, and everyone can feel the intensity from him. And Deku says, it seems that it's time for all of us to put all of our days of hard work in being in UA. It's time for all of us to put ourselves to the test, to see all that time of hard work and training has been put to use. It's time to put our skills to the test. So don't be afraid to show off, everyone. Show everyone, all the heroes, everyone, including everyone that is watching from home. Show them that we have the potential to protect them. And everyone who is listening from the stands are actually cheering like very loudly, and so our students who are listening to this announcement, they also cheer very loudly, and Bakugo is like really getting super pissed, like getting pissed off that he should have been the one up there, not him, and he shouldn't be in third place, and he blames that on Uraraka. So yeah, Deku. The whole thing happens. And, well, that's actually, we're going to leave it off here for now. Okay, everyone, before I go, there's something I have to say. We're almost at 100 subscribers. We're almost at 100 subscribers. And you know what that means? No, what, and I'll be making a what if special of what if Naruto became the shield hero, and I'll be making a backstory about how this is all gonna happen, how this will be, and I'm also thinking about making what if I've also and I was also inspired by, this is me giving Kitsu's a shout out. This is me giving him a shout out because I was inspired by his video of what if Deku was immune. So I'm thinking about asking him if I can make my own, if I can make a what if Deku was a mutant. And I'm thinking about making what if Deku was an inhuman. So yeah, I'll also be doing that world building thing, and maybe I'll do all three. What if Deku was a mutant and an inhuman? And yes, Deku will also have a quirk. So yeah, I'll get to that. I'll think about making 3 separate videos of what if Deku was an inhuman, and Deku was a mutant, and Deku was a hybrid of 3. So yeah, I'm thinking about making 3 world buildings of this. So see you everyone, this is me, Joyful Anime 19, signing off, and thank you for watching everyone. Bye bye.